supposed to do with your life? I know you do, because I've been there too. My name is Tanishq Vadhwani. I used to be a 17 BCE, and after graduating from here, I now have 2 successful startup exits, and now I'm working on my third. It's called Shamal, and I'm working on it as its founder and CEO. Today, my goal is to help you understand if entrepreneurship is the answer to your anxiety. Believe it or not, my journey in entrepreneurship also started from such an event. Now, honestly, I don't even remember what that event was, which club organized that, and what I was frankly doing there. I was just there. And there, I met this senior of mine who would go on and mentor me. I reached out to him and I told him, I'm confused, I'm lost, I don't know what do I want to do with my life. And his sage advice was, what you really want to do is explore as many opportunities as possible that this college is offering. And it clicked with me. And to me, opportunities meant clubs, chapters, events, because that is where you execute. You don't just listen to slides. You don't just read books. That is where you get in and do stuff. So I took his advice. I joined many clubs and chapters. I worked really hard on growing them. My network grew. I developed skills. And finally, in my second year, I found myself organizing one of the biggest events in Rivera. We had 2,000 registrations. We generated a profit of 2 lakhs. We broke all records. And when I did that, it gave me the clarity, the confidence that I might actually be a good fit for business, leadership, and managerial roles. So problem solved, right? I found my calling. No, not really. You all know it's not that simple. I was interested in tech too, but the problem was that, like most of you, I didn't have any tech skills when I got here. So I was not a good fit to join any of the technical clubs and chapters. Now, what do I do? So I started attending as many tech events as possible. Started building my networks. Got to know the best, the creme de la creme of VIT's techies. I knew everybody who was best at their thing, be it cybersecurity, be it iOS, like whatever. I just knew that these guys are the best. I befriended them and I requested them for mentorship, for guidance. And they helped me learn technical skills. In due time, I was able to master developments in AI, blockchain, and game development. I was literally at a point where I could code anything in any given programming language. I didn't care what was the technical task, I could just get it done. But while I was working through this process, I realized that I was lucky that I had these mentors. For somehow the whole thing worked for me. But the majority of us have access to such mentors. And by us, I do not mean just people sitting in the room. I mean all the engineering students at VIT, all the engineering students in India, and all the engineering students all around the world. Do they have access to these mentors? No. Self-learning tech was hard. So I thought, why not solve this problem? Why not create a global platform where this could be facilitated? I mean, we are living in a world where being fluent in Python is as important as being fluent in English. So why is still learning tech so hard? Right? Now, like most of you, I slept on that road and didn't take any action. Entrepreneurship, and then worked on my master's first, worked on my GRE and all that. 15th March 2020. I'm never going to forget that date in my life. On 30th March, my GRE was scheduled here in Chennai. I was here in Vellore on 15th March, and on 30th March, my GRE was scheduled in Chennai. And then we received an email that it's COVID, it's lockdown, go home. So, I mean, the whole playbook was in the garbage, essentially. Like, conventional careers, it didn't make sense at that point. I mean, we were at home, and I couldn't give GRE, right? There is nothing I can do about placement right now. So I mean, I had nothing better to do than work on my idea, my side project. So I gave complete focus to it. I worked on it, and we got results that were exceptional. We were performing way better than all the other competitors at that time. When you look at platforms like Coursera, edX, barely 5% people completed the course. With this side project that we tested out, we were getting like more than 80% people completing. I mean, that was phenomenal. And that gave me the confidence that yes, I need to pursue this further. Maybe not for myself, maybe not for my own career's sake, but I was just thrilled by the amount of impact that this idea could create for this world. So I thought, okay, we'll do this. So as my 4th year started, GRE was like outside of the whole plan. I was well prepared. I could take that test any time, whenever I wanted to. But the plan for internship was still on. I mean, I'll prepare, I'll go and get a good internship and whatnot, and then finally I'll pursue my company full time once I'm done with my college and everything. The internship did go well, actually, like few months forward. I did end up receiving an internship at an early stage AI startup in Silicon Valley, and the internship went well, and they offered me 90 LPA offer. Now, what would you have done if you would have been in my place? Take it or pursue your goals? Now, I could have done the rational thing and taken a 90 LPA job, but I didn't even think twice about it. I rejected that job offer, and then I went on and used it as a marketing campaign to launch my company. I went down and announced that I have rejected this 90 LPA job offer to start my company and pursue this dream. And guess what? After the launch, we had 100 paying customers. So I started my company right after I finished my college degree, and we have 100 paying customers. And I'll tell you the most unbelievable part of it. Out of those 100, we had one person from Nigeria. I had no clue. I mean, we still don't have a clue how we were able to reach to Nigeria, how the marketing campaign influenced that person to register. We were not even prepared. I mean, we didn't even knew how to take money from this person. So we just waved it off. I mean, we were so happy that just go along with it. Fine. And so that happened. Now you have started a company, you have paying customers, and you are profitable as well. Things are going well. So it's time to expand, right? So I reached out to my friends who had raised from my competitor and Secure Capital, which are the biggest names that we have as well as. So these friends of mine, they had raised from them. So I reached out to them for guidance that how do I go about raising money from best of these investors. So they looked at my whole business plan. And they understood and they told me this, that you know how to build tech, you know how to sell tech as well, but you really have no clue about your business or your industry. And then they shared with me why they built that way, and then I realized that the reason why we were doing so well was because we were doing things which were not scalable. They were not going to scale. That is why we were able to outshine our competitors, but it was not a scalable plan. It was not going to make us millions of dollars. So, I shut down the company while we were still profitable. That was my first exit. Now, that 90 LP is looking better, right? No, not really. So after I was done with this company, it was called Zico Projects, my first startup. And after I was done with it, I went on and started learning. I got curious about crypto, so I started learning about it. I started posting about it on LinkedIn, and I was posting on it on a daily basis. And then after a few days, this founder reaches out to me and asked for my advice on his company. So I said, sure. We connected. And I gave him my advice that this is what you need to do and this is what you need to work on. And he was so impressed that he offered me to be the co-founder and CTO of the company. Things looked well, so I accepted it. And the initial idea was that this was going to be a crypto platform where we will enable our users to invest in underrated crypto opportunities. Now, my idea was, why not take an AI and put on top of it and just automate the whole thing? So people just put in their money and the AI is just moving the money around and creating wealth. And this was one of the first projects to actually amalgamate AI and blockchain. And I wrote the white paper for it back when I was 22. It was very well received in the whole technical community, as a consequence of which we ended up raising $3 million. We ended up creating a company worth $15 million in a matter of 3 months. Now you would think life is set, right? It's done. What more could we want? I missed being the CEO. That was the problem. I missed having my autonomy, right? I was not comfortable being just CEO. It was fun. We made a lot of money and whatnot, but I missed being the CEO. So I took my exit again, a successful one, a profitable one. So now I have made enough money from my 2 previous startups. Now I don't have to worry about anything. I can take my time, decide what I want to do with my life, which area I want to work upon. There is no rush. I have my runway for me for now. So I took my time and then finally came up with the idea of my third company, which is what I'm currently working on. It's called Shivan. And the idea is basically this. So we are all using UPI, right? Yes? Okay. Now imagine this. What if UPI was not just an Indian phenomenon, but a global phenomenon? What if you could send money from any bank account, anywhere in the world, instantaneously to any bank account, anywhere in the world? That is what we are working on right now. And of course, as you can imagine, the challenges were many. We had to not only understand how banking works, we had to not only understand how banking regulations work, but the most important thing was that we had to come up with a technical breakthrough. We needed a blockchain that could execute AI as smart contracts. And pardon me, I cannot simplify it any further. Go read about it if you are interested. But we actually needed a blockchain that could run AI as smart contracts. Such sort of technology does not exist. We were the first ones to create it. We are in the process of raising funds right now, and once we do, you will hear about us in the news. And it's going to be such a big thing, not just for us, not just for the company, not just for you all, but as a country. I mean, haven't we been criticized enough that we don't come up with true technical innovation? This is going to change that. This would be a first of its kind blockchain that can run AI. It has never been achieved before. Not anyone in the Silicon Valley, not anywhere in the world. So, that's my story. And what I really want you to take from it is that if you too obsess over entrepreneurship, then maybe entrepreneurship full time is the answer to your anxiety. Now I understand. Some of you might have taken up loans to pay for your tuition here. Some of you might be expected to support your families after you graduate from here. I totally understand, and that's the right thing to do. Go do that. But with most of you, that's not the case. And I think we all think or obsess or like at least think about entrepreneurship, because why else would you all be here during your Wednesday extramural hours, right? You do care about entrepreneurship, you do think about entrepreneurship. But let's be real. Are we producing these many entrepreneurs every year? No, right? So here's what actually going to happen. You are going to sleep on those ideas and not take any action. What I really want you to do, what I'm inviting you to do, is take action. It's fine if you don't have an idea. Start doing freelancing. Do it part-time. If you don't have skills, go find mentors from whom you can learn from. If you don't have mentors or you don't know people, go to events, go to clubs and chapters and build your network and just get started on that thing. And once you get started and if you're obsessing over it, I mean, it will eventually come. Now, there might be few of you in the room who would really take this seriously and might want to like go above and beyond for this. So if you're really interested in building the next big tech company, I would say as Indian entrepreneurs, don't just think about solving problems that are Indians. Think about global scale and think about true technological innovation. That is my challenge for you. Do you remember, do you know this, that for the first 1,000 years, India used to be the #1 economy of the world. It was said that there was a golden bird that used to reside in India. In the years that follow, we lost that bird. But if we work together, I am very sure if we work on true technical innovation, if we work on products that can hit global scale, the next big tech companies won't be coming from Silicon Valley. It might be coming from here, it might be coming from Bangalore, but it has to come from us. And if we work together, I genuinely believe we can bring the golden bird back to India. So I invite you to do that. Back to you.